dads, grandparents, uncles, nephews, caretakers out there. I'm pretty pumped, pretty energised, although no fishing this weekend. I've just got the rod. I've got a new toy, which I'm really excited to quickly show everyone as well shortly. We've had, look, very average weather this weekend, even though the sun's slowly peering out now. Strong westerlies, lots of swell. We were very fortunate. We've actually done a lot of coastal scouting, which we don't normally do till early on in the week, but I'm very excited. I can't sit still. I'm going to try to compose myself. But yes, we've got some weather opportunities next week. So we've actually started to get organised. We're going to do a sort of a week challenge. We've already done some filming today. We've gone into our local tackle store. We've got ourselves some rigs, some sinkers, some bait if we can't catch our own bait this week, because I am a bit worried about the weed. So we're going to grab some bait just in case we're not going to make it to get our own bait, and we are ready to go. So we've done a bit of filming on the prep. We're going to do a little bit of filming tomorrow on the actual scouting of the beach. We're going to go see how bad the weed is, see what the swell's like, see what the wind's doing, see how much sand's been shifted over the last couple of days. And look, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, have some sickies, make some time, get yourself down to your local beaches, rock walls, groins. There is super XL large tailor. There is really, really good healthy spring mulloway. So we're going to spend 3 days. We're going to try to catch some fish. We're going to fish the mornings before work. We're going to fish the afternoons after work, and we're going to fish the evenings where we can as well, weather permitting and time permitting, and life in general. See how we go. So picked up some grapnel sinkers. Again, pretty standard bit of a kit to have in your tackle, box tray, bucket, whatever you want to bring down. Now we've got the standard Geminis. Now this is not a, I've used these in the past. I've still got these in my tray, but I'd really not very satisfied with the shortness in the actual legs of the grapnel. So I find when it's really strong and the currents or the swell, these can pull out of the sand. So I'm going to be throwing 6-7 ounce sinkers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday afternoons, setting baits. So I will still bring down some of the Gemini grapnel sinkers, but I've also got the long booms. Now, as you can see straight away, super thick legs on these. These are really strong. I haven't had these pull out of the sand. How are you going, everyone? Happy Sunday, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. So this is a 7 ounce, and what really sets these apart from the standard Geminis is it comes with the hook already. So you essentially a bait release. So you can put your hook on there straight away, and it helps for casting. You can also feed a swivel, put a swivel on the eye there, or just tie directly your leader or your main line, whichever, with your rig, if you don't want to use the hook assist. So as I said, I'll be bringing down both Gemini and the long boom grapnels. And, as I said, these days I do prefer the long boom just purely because the legs are so much more long. If we'll get a comparison, because size does matter, as they say. Oh, I'm super pumped for next week. If you're a local Perth, Western Australia, go and check out my Facebook page in the coming days. We're going to put lots of updates, lots of tips, helpful information. We've already done some filming at our local tackle store. We're going to do some filming tomorrow on the beach, scouting out some local beaches. And then Tuesday, we're going to start fishing the mornings and evenings through Thursday. I'm going to see if we can catch a fish, because unfortunately, next weekend is looking like an exact copy of this weekend. It's going to be blown out. Swell's going to be in, weed's going to be in. It's going to be pretty unfishable again, unless you're, interested in chasing a snapper off the rock walls. I can't really I'm not too keen these days, myself, standing out in the wind and rain on the rock wall for a snapper, even though, I do give credit to the anglers out there doing it. I'm going to be more focusing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, because it looks quite spectacular for chasing some of these large fish. As you can see there with the long boom, you can see the size difference, no comparison. So as I said, if it is a little bit calmer, we'll bring down the standard Geminis, sort of that 5 to 7 ounce sort of weight range. Then if it does get the current gets a little bit strong, or the swell, we'll bring out the long booms. Again, thicker legs, stronger wire, and it's got the, you've got your hook. You're going to set your hook on there straight away, and out you go. So we picked up some bait just in case we can't catch our own, but I am a bit worried about the weed off the beaches. We've already looked sort of from Fremantle up to Ocean Reef today. And again, not really a good day to go look, because obviously we've still got our westerly winds. The swell's still slightly dropping off, so it wasn't really a good day to go and scout because, the weed is going to be around. That's just part of it. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll start doing a more in-depth look at the beaches, see if there's any extra formations, any deeper sections of beach around so that we can go and soak some baits in Tuesday through to Thursday. So tomorrow afternoon, the winds should be lighter than now. So obviously help us have a good look around, check the swell, check the wind. Now, we also picked up, again, another lot of the Vexed pre-made rigs. This one's a double snelled pulley surf rig. So again, it's got 2 circle hooks there in the size 7. I'm going to run probably size 6 and 7s because a lot of these Taylor, are pushing, some of them are pushing mid-70s, so they're really big fish. And then after the Taylor have been leaving the beaches, the Mulloway have been not far behind. So we're going to rig these up, hopefully with some fresh Taylor. If we get some Taylor, we'll put the Taylor fillet on here. We've also picked up some mullet, just in case we can't catch any salmon whiting or herring in the first couple of days, this early next week, collecting our bait. So yeah, we're going to give these double snell surf pulley rigs from Vex a good run over the early next week. Now, as I said, I've got my toy behind me. Actually, what I love about all the Assassin rods, they all come with, whether it's a hard bag, soft, but they all come with bags, so it protects your rod. This is my new toy. Happy Father's Day to me. Very kind. My kids and my wife picked this up. So this is the Assassin Surfmaster Spin 14.6, and they've all got numbers on them, which helps you identify the model. So it's a number 7 in this range. And this one here is going to allow me to cast between that 6 to 8 ounce. So it's a, 40 to 50 pound rod. So this is going to be coming down next week. Going to probably put a 10,000, maybe even 18,000 size reel, spinning reel on this, probably 40, 50 pound braid. And we're going to soak some fresh Taylor fillet, some fresh herring, salmon, wherever we can get our hands on over the next couple of days. And we're going to search for some bigger mulloway that are around locally. Like some are pushing a metre, which I think for Metro these days is pretty good. If you go down to a local beach and have a chance to get yourself a large mulloway. So the Taylor, the smallest Taylor I've seen come off the beach the last 2-3 weeks has been 56 centimetres. So they've all been over 50 centimetres. Really good, healthy fish. So I'm just going to bear with me. So I'm very, very keen, as I said. Picked up some terminal tackle, grapnel sinkers, which are going to help us set our baits. A couple of standard Geminis and the long booms as well. I really like these because, again, the legs are so much longer, so much thicker. Really set your rig in the sand. And instead you can just chuck your hook on there. So all inbuilt into the sinker. Very, very handy. But as I said, unfortunately, early conditions for next weekend looks very similar to this weekend. So it's going to be pretty hard off the beaches. I think your local rock walls, as they have done this weekend, produce some very quality, very healthy pink snapper. And we'll probably see that, more than likely see similar catches again off the rock walls next weekend. But there'll be no beach fishing next weekend because the conditions look horrible. So I said Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see our swell decrease. We'll see light winds in the morning. So easterly winds, really good for throwing lures, stick baits, surface lures around your reefs, and also finding some deeper sections of water. Even though we've got a low tide early morning, we do have a mid-morning high tide. So the tide's going to push back in mid-morning. So if you don't have to go to work super early, you can have a sleep in, have a coffee, head down sort of that 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and you'll have, a nice deeper section of water to fish. I'm still undecided what I'm going to do Tuesday morning. So tomorrow afternoon, we'll go and look around the local beaches. We'll have a look how bad the weed is. We'll see, because it will be a low tide tomorrow afternoon. So I'll be able to see the shallower sections of the beach. I'll be able to see the deeper sections. I'll check out the swell with the wind, and I'll decide what I'm going to do Tuesday. Because I want to start fishing Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, Wednesday, Thursday, similar. And again, Friday, unfortunately, the weather starts to shift again. And next weekend looks absolutely horrible, which is disappointing. But I think we're going to have a few weeks where we're sort of transitioning still into that spring-like weather. So we're just going to have to grin and bear it. So I've got the Vexed pre-made rigs. I'm going to try the double snell, so pulley rig over the days of Tuesday to Thursday. See if we can pin a few good Taylor or even a mulloway on these. So we've got these in the 5s, 5.0s, 6.0s and 7.0s. So we'll give them a run. They've obviously got the Vex, the dingle dangle there. So we'll wrap our bait on there to keep that off the bottom and hopefully avoid the stingrays. Hasn't been too many sharks around yet, which has been great. So that just tells me the water's still not warming up. Still a little bit away from that water warming up, the blowfish moving in, the smaller tailor in bigger numbers. So I really think the next couple of weeks, make the most of the window. When you've got a little weather break and the weather starts to shift and you can actually get out and wet a line, go out and wet a line. Don't hesitate. As I said, put your housework, your other commitments to the side and just get out and have fish, because next weekend it's going to be very tricky off the beach. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the days, in my opinion, to go out next week. So tomorrow will be a full scout. We'll go through some sections of beach. We'll take the camera down. We'll explain what we're looking for. Because again, location is a real small part of the puzzle, metro land base. It's more when to go and knowing what time of year to go and target different species. But at the moment, we've got XL Tailor, and I'm getting some random messages. We do have full moon tomorrow too, so I don't know if I'm getting these random messages because it's full moon tomorrow. I'm not too sure. It's a blood moon or red moon. I have to say it's some kind of really cool moon tomorrow. So I don't normally like fishing after a full moon, but sometimes you just got to risk it for the biscuit. And I'm going to go because the weather is going to shift from Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I am going to have the moon up in the sky in the mornings, but I actually am going to use that to my advantage because I'm going to fish before work. So I'm planning to go down Tuesday morning, say 5 o'clock in the morning. It's going to depend on my scout tomorrow, whether I throw lures on Tuesday or I soak some baits. I might just soak some baits Tuesday for an hour, see what it's like, see what the weed's like, what the swell's like. And then Tuesday afternoon, I'll go elsewhere and start soaking baits. But I really want to put a lot of time on the water Tuesday through to Thursday, as I said, because the next weekend, weather goes bad again. Like I said, if you want to target land-based snapper, next weekend again is going to be ideal. So you're going to have very similar conditions to this weekend. But because I know there's so many really good quality fish coming off these inshore reefs and holding, within 10 metres of the shoreline, I really want to set up some burley and get these fish feeding right in close and hopefully get the kids down. I think Thursday the kids will come down, so hopefully get them onto some big tailor, maybe a mulloway, because there is some really good mulloway around. But it's just a process, and I'm very keen to put this video together after next week and just show, going to the shop, picking up the items, the scouting, all that time, all that preparation generally will give you a little bit more of an edge in finding fish. As I said, September for me has always been a good month to catch quality fish, especially large tailor, large mulloway, obviously snapper when the weather shifts. So, make the most of the opportunity because these fish, they're not going to be around, I reckon, after September. October, sometimes they'll still hang around. Again, it's going to really depend on the water temps, what the weather's doing, what's the local conditions. How you going there? Happy Sunday. Good morning for the UK. Well, we are Sunday afternoon, just doing our Sunday catch-up, Sunday live. Trying to do this every week on Sunday and one during the week. And for the Perth local anglers community, we've got a few really good weather days next week, Tuesday through to Thursday. And then, unfortunately, our weather shifts again, very similar conditions to this weekend. So trying to get myself motivated and inspired to head out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, thank you very much. Awesome fishing, man. Appreciate that. So I'm just trying to get myself, as I said, enthused to head out over those 3 days and make the most of it. Because I said, I've seen some amazing quality fish come off the beach over the last 2-3 weeks, and said, when the fish are running, that's the key. Make the most of it. Head out when you can, because without wetting a line, you don't know what's out there. I've got one of my cats chilling out here. I might grab him. He's pretty chilled out for Father's Day afternoon. Let's see if he wants to say hello. Oh, here he goes. Here he comes. We got Tommy. Oh, we've got a guest speaker. Hang on a sec. You do see fishing from the beaches in the UK. Yeah, that's very cool. All right, I've just got a guest speaker coming through. We've got someone making a guest appearance. I better shift over for this person. Hello. What are you up to? Yeah, that's the new rod you got me.
Yeah.
The Assassin Surfmaster 14.6. And it comes in a bag, so it is big. Well, that's hopefully you'll be able to pull in a lovely big tailor on Thursday or a mulloway. Yes, no, Tommy's gone. He's not too interested.
I do see fishing.
Yes, he fishes in the UK. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Very cool. We love the beach fishing. Morning from Scotland. Cool. We're afternoon. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, all the carers, all the uncles, nephews out there. Hopefully you've had a good day, or starting your day, because it's only in the morning for them. We're in the afternoon. Yeah. Yes.
It says, I have a YouTube channel, buddy.
We'll check it out. Yeah, we've only just got back on the tube. Mainly do Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can look us up. We do most of our local updates and info on there. But we are doing a little bit more on YouTube these days. We're doing a few lives and we're starting to do a few videos, time permitting. But I think next week, Jed, is we're going to put some time on the water because next weekend is pretty average. Again, the weather, it's not good. What do you reckon? It's 9:38 a.m. here. Yeah, we're what are we? We're 20 to 5. 20 to 5 p.m. You off, are you? The special guest is gone.
Getting someone.
He's off. He's off. You off, are you? Gentle. Watch the rod. You break it. You pay for it. Yeah.
What?
We'll put the rod over here. You've got the cat. You coming in? So hopefully everyone's had a good day. So if you've been fishing recently, let us know what you've been catching or what you get, when you're going to head out next. What are you going to be catching? We're planning. So we're going to go do a scout, Jed. Tomorrow we'll go look at the beach. We saw a lot of weed. We've seen a lot of weed in the water today, though. It was very dirty, that water. Lots of seaweed already. So we'll go and have
Did you catch anything?
Did we? When? I didn't go today.
Oh.
Are you? Do you know where you are?
Did you look at the water?
Well, you were with me. We all went and looked at the water. Even Mum was in the car. Hey? You're out fishing next weekend. Yeah, we got bad weather next weekend, so we're going to fish Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to see if we can find some bait and find some fish. We'll do some morning sessions before work. We'll do some afternoon sessions. Kids will probably have a bigger session with me on Thursday. The wife might even come down as well.
Yeah.
Have a look what's going on. So, yeah, we've got a few good days coming up. We'll make the most of it. But, yeah, we went and looked at the water today.
Yeah.
I don't know how you don't remember that.
Oh, when we were going to Hillers Beach.
Yeah, we were going. Well, we looked at Cottesloe. We looked at. Then we did the Coast Drive. We went past Tree. We went past Hillary's. We looked at all those sections of water. Do you not remember that? Hey,
No, I don't.
that's very interesting, Jed. I don't know what to tell you, mate, because that was only just today. Hey, as I said, really good weather coming up. I mean, we haven't had a good lot of. That last Thursday was a cracker. That was a good day. That was a good afternoon. Straight down the water. Already people hooking up to big fish. Didn't even get our rods in the water, and people already catching fish. So that was a good sign when we went down to the beach, wasn't it? What are you doing to poor Tommy boy there?
It's fine.
All right, take him away.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife just asked, as I mentioned. Yeah, look, the plan is I'll be going after the cod next weekend. Very cool. Awesome fishing, man. Sounds good. Yeah, my wife just asked me if I'm doing any morning sessions next week. Now I am, and many of you might not like. I don't like fishing after the full moon, but you still got to be reasonable. You have to go when you can go, and obviously we've got full moon tomorrow, and I know from Tuesday onwards I'll have the moon up in the sky before sunrise. So as much as I don't love the moon being up, I'm going to make use of the moon on the sky so I can fish before work. And you never know. Sometimes you get lucky. I've had some good sessions still with the moon up. Not always, but I'm just going to make the most of the weather. We're going to have light easterly winds Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the morning, and hopefully afternoons we won't have. The winds should be manageable for us to soak baits. But I think Tuesday the swell's still up, so I'll probably be looking at throwing just some bait on Tuesday morning for an hour. Probably bait casting, so I won't probably set the rod. I'll probably hold the rod and see if there's any schooling fish around. Tuesday afternoon, if the weed's still okay, I'll probably go and soak some mullet, some fresh bait if I can catch some bait that morning. And Wednesday pretty much is probably the pick of the days for the swells, the lowest on Wednesday. So I'll probably throw some lures around before work Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, soak baits, and then sleep, eat, repeat for Thursday as well. Have a nice day, you two. It's 5:42. Yeah, I like the lead up to a full moon here in Perth, West Australia. So I like fishing 2 days and then up to the full moon because I didn't get to fish this weekend purely because of the weather, but I like fishing at morning say the day before the full moon, you've got an incoming tide, you've got moon set on sunrise, so that moon goes and then the sunrise, and you've got an incoming tide. I just like all those factors. I find a lot of the schooling fish and larger fish will come right in off those reefs and feed really well. So yeah, look, the full moon again. We've got our river systems in Western Australia, like the Swan River. The Mulloway fish, they'll school up really hard around the full moon. So there's lots of options with the full moon. I wouldn't say I love fishing after full moon, but again, because we've only got such a small period of good weather next week, I'm just going to put all rules out the window and just go down Tuesday morning, fish with that moon up in the sky, throw a bait out, see if anything's swimming around. If not, pack up, go to work, and then that afternoon head down to another location, throw some mullet out, set the rod, because we'll have low tide Tuesday afternoon, we'll have moon set before sunset, so the moon will be gone, sun will be gone, tide actually, from a low tide, say 4 to 5 p.m, it'll actually start turning back around 10, 11 p.m. Next week we'll have our incoming tide, so again, good time to soak baits for mulloway, larger tailor. So there's a lot of scenarios. I'm fairly excited for next week. Unfortunately, next weekend, if you are local Perth, Western Australians, you may struggle to get yourself on a boat off the beach. You may have to look at snapper fishing, YouTube, terminal tackle, make rigs, prep yourself for your next session. But next weekend, is going to be very similar to this weekend, unfortunately. So be very mindful. That's again why I want to go and fish Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very limited opportunities next week, so I want to make the most of it. And looking forward to sort of filming it, showing the process, showing, as I said, the tackle prep, and then going and scouting, putting the time in to look at the beaches where I'm thinking of fishing, making sure the structure's fine, seeing how bad the weed is, the side currents as well. Because I don't really like going and fishing blind as such. I don't want to just go to a random spot without looking at it before I go and have a cast. It really, when you are limited with time, you just want to make the most of the time you get on the water. So I'm happy to give up some time on Monday. What bait do we use? Very good question. I'll get to you in 2 seconds with that. Awesome fishing, man. That's why Monday I want to go and spend some time in the afternoon and sort of look at a lot of large area of beach, so I can sort of make the best decision for Tuesday morning. So the baits we use over here, if I haven't caught the bait, so if I'm trying to catch the bait, I'll use Sam whiting, fresh herring, mullet. Tailor is really good bait for mulloway, so we can get some tailor early next week. We'll keep them and we'll slab them up and put them on our pre-made Vex rigs and hopefully try to pin a few mulloway, because there's still quite a fair few around, and they're all fairly reasonable size for metro, pushing 70 all the way up to 1 metre, so pretty reasonable size mulloway for the local beaches. So yeah, lots of baits we use. We use muleys or pilchards, sort of in spring and summer when we're casting into that sea breeze for the smaller schooling tailor, but the bigger tailor are around at the moment, so probably more likely going to be using slabs or cut baits of mullet, herring and Sam whiting. That's the plan. So we'll see how we go. We'll start scouting tomorrow, and then we'll start fishing from Tuesday and see over 3 days what we can find. It's just about getting out there, having a crack, exploring, trying new things, trying new areas, trying different baits, different rigs, and you always have a bait or rig that works in an area, but you could go to a completely different spot and the structure or the current or the swell will be different. So I think you need to be flexible and willing to adapt as an angler in order to essentially catch more fish. So as I said, got the new next new toy, a 14-foot Surfmaster from Assassin. Super stoked. I'm going to give this a spin on probably Tuesday morning. I'll probably throw some bait with this, and I said pretty much will suit most of my metro applications of bait fishing. Sort of sinker weight's 5 ounce up to 7 ounce, and then total casting weight 6 to 8 ounce. So sort of that 220, 230 grams. So as I said, most of my sinkers over the next, well, pretty much metro, I mainly only throw 6 and 7 ounces off the beach. Anything larger is usually rock fishing in the storm. So these 2 sinkers here more than capable of being thrown on this rod along with my bait. So we'll get this beautiful new Assassin rod out for a spin next week, and hopefully christen it with a nice spring mulloway or some very large spring tailor. So they've been definitely bigger this year than probably, I'd say at least 5-6 years since they've been this well conditioned and such large fish off our local beaches. So I said this would be, if you've got time next week, I'll be definitely putting some time into the local beaches, rock walls and groins. I wouldn't want to be missing out because some of these fish are very solid. You use squid, mackerel, and bluey crabs. Very cool. Yeah, look, it's always interesting to see what other people, whether they're from the same country or overseas, how they go about things in their boat. I find it very, very interesting. But we'll probably sign off in the next 5 minutes. I'm sure many of you are out celebrating or having some Father's Day time, family time. Hopefully some of you have actually been fishing today. I've seen plenty of snapper posted online, so I know there's been lots of snapper around our local rock walls, the typical spots. And I'm sure tonight we'll probably see some more snapper come off. But again, that's another thing as well. Once that weather does sort of settle, the water's still dirty. Oh, I'm getting a drink service. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Cheers. Lovely. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Very nice. Yeah. Thank you, dear. Beautiful. Yeah, and I'm very keen to get out next week. Absolutely, make the most of it. And it's good now the kids are getting that age where they're showing interest. I'm pretty much can't leave the house now without at least inviting them. And most of the time they are pretty keen. They get their fishing clothes on, and they're at the door before I'm even there. So just, my kids are at an age now where they're really getting into it and enjoying seeing the whole process. Again, daughter came with me today to Tackle West, picked out some rigs, some sinkers, and, the bait. And then, she'll obviously look forward to when we can head down next week and have a crack. So it's just nice to have that time with the kids and the family. And said WA, we're a massive island surrounded by water. And I always say, go and fish it. So we've got a bit of break in the weather now. I see a bit of sun peering through the window. So that might be the last of the rain till Friday. But unfortunately, we've got a very similar weekend coming our way next weekend. So, no, I don't do the video. I don't do my my sessions live. I've tried once, and the audio, you can't link up. Well, I don't know how to do it. So if anyone knows, please send a message. But I can't mic myself up to YouTube Live or Facebook Live. So the audio is very average. However, I will, as I said, I'm going to film the whole week, the whole process. So I've filmed myself today going to the tackle store and going through the items we've purchased. Tomorrow will be scouting the beach. And then I'll just put together that as in a long format. And I said I'll do some filming Tuesday through to Thursday. We'll go through some rigs. We'll go through some of the rods, the gear and stuff, and we'll set up the burley. So, yeah, in terms of your question, awesome fishing man, probably not. I mainly do my Sunday lives on here and then one during the week, usually Wednesday or Thursday. But so next week we'll just focus on, we will film, it just won't be live. And I said I'll put it all together over next weekend because next weekend the weather's very average here again in Perth, Western Australia. So I'll probably put that together. But I said I do stuff on Facebook as well. Welcome to check it out on my personal page as well. But to answer your question, no, I won't be doing it live. I mainly do the Sunday lives and one during the week. And then, yes, just starting to bring the cameras down and put together the whole week ahead. So, yeah, we have got some good weather, though. So, very keen to head out from Tuesday. Very, very keen. Even though the moon will be up, I'm going to see what we can find, see what we can achieve. The good thing about the afternoons next week, though, is you've got moon set before sunset. You've got low tides, which then shift and turn into an incoming tide. So I like that scenario. I wouldn't say I'm as confident with the mornings because we have the moon up with a low tide, with a later mid-morning incoming tide. I prefer the afternoons, sort of situation. Oh, you can sneeze if you need to sneeze. I was trying to make a noise. This is live, unedited. It is what it is. I said I do like the afternoon situation next week. So moon set. How you going, JB? Happy Sunday, happy Father's Day. I like next week's afternoon situation from Tuesday, Wednesday, that you have moon set before sunset, low tide between 4 and 5 p.m. Then it shifts to an incoming tide after the sun has set. So that, for me, is perfect for soaking baits. So I said next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, get your calendars out, get your sick day sorted, get all your errands done before Tuesday, push stuff to the weekend next weekend because the weather is crap. Fish Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you're a local Perth, Western Australian, and you love beach fishing as much as I do, get yourself prepped and ready. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when you want to head out and go and target some of these large tailor, beautiful spring mulloway. We just starting to see our bread and butter stuff come back, our herring, our sand whiting. It won't be long in the flathead. We'll start cruising through the beaches. A ton of options, but next week, make the most of that weather because come Friday, it all goes to shit again. And, unless you're loving the snapper chasing off the rock walls, your groins, you're going to struggle to fish off the beaches. So I said, get yourself ready Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to do a week-long fishing challenge. We're going to see if we can find a fish, see if we can get something on camera. We're going to do some scouting tomorrow on Monday, and then we're going to start fishing Tuesday and see how we go. I'm very, very keen to give it a crack. I have seen the beaches already today. They are dismal, but again, not really worth having a really good look, in-depth look, because of the wind, because of the weather. I was not surprised at all to see very dark colours everywhere, lots of weed around. To be honest, I still reckon Tuesday is a little bit of a stretch for me to get out, but I will have a really good look tomorrow afternoon. We'll bring the camera down, we'll do some filming, we'll put it all together into a long format video late next week. But as I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for me have a ton of options. If you're local and you want to hit the beach, the reefs, the rock walls, just make some time, get organised, get prepped down to your local tackle store, get your sinkers, get your rigs, get your burley, get your bait, get your tackle ready. There you go, nickname Nick, how are you? Happy Sunday, welcome. The kids are out and about, daughter's at the park, boys downstairs. So I'll probably jump off in 5 minutes, but thanks for joining us. Appreciate jumping on, just talking about, we've got a few days of good weather next week, so just trying to make the most of that, get prepped and ready now, so we can head out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But thanks for joining us. Nickname Nick, appreciate it, and cheers. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Hope you're having a good day. A start to your day or a slow end to your day as well. Yep. No, I'm here. The kids are out and about. I'm not too sure exactly where they are, but I'm just. I had one appearance from the boy. He's gone, and now it's just me. And just chilling, just getting all prepped and ready for next week in town. Hit the local beaches and see what we can find. Hope everyone's having a good day or a start. As I said, we are coming to the end. Sundays for me would have to be the quickest day of the week. There's just no other day that goes as quick as a Sunday. It just goes before you blink and it's done. It's actually, and no fishing this weekend, so it was a little bit tricky as well. 7 o'clock where you are? Yeah, we're 6 here. I beg your pardon. We're just coming up to 5 o'clock. 4 minutes to 5 p.m. in Perth, Western Australia. Yes, for me, Sundays would have to be the quickest day of the week, but that's okay. Monday, go look at the beaches. Tuesday, start fishing, and we'll put a few days on the sand and see what's around, what's swimming around, and then next weekend looks very, very average again. So hopefully it's only a few more weeks of this weather, and then we'll get consistent weather, more bait will push in, and a lot more people can get out. Yep. So you are over east, aren't you? Nickname Nick, because you're obviously not in Perth, because we are 4:57. So you're definitely in a different time zone, that's for sure. As I said, if you have been fishing, let us know what you've been up to, what you've been catching, or when are you going out next? Have you got any plans? Anything exciting happening? Any trips planned? Give us a shout. Let us know what's happening. We love chatting all things fishing, but it doesn't have to be fishing related. It can be anything that's on your mind as well. Yeah, no, fishing's great. I've just got my long booms ready to go. So I'm absolutely pumped to get out next week. Cannot wait to get out and wet a line. Very, very keen. But so if you jumped on, thanks for watching. So you can check out the Facebook page if you are local to Perth, Western Australia. We do most of our updates, our fishing thoughts on there. We've got the Perth Boat Show in under 2 weeks, so that's really exciting. I'm going to be there the Friday and the Saturday, the 19th and the 20th. 21st, I'll actually be in the shop at Tucker West Osborne Park, so only doing 2 days at the show this year, but very, very excited and looking forward to catching up with a lot of content creators and meeting, just having general chats with the community. Very, very keen. So that's not next weekend, it's the following weekend. So that's coming just around the corner. All good, nickname Nick. And we've also got the Forward Drive Adventure Show coming up as well. So I've got a couple of shows we will be going to. Lots to give away to the kids. So yeah, stay tuned. We've got a giveaway. I wasn't going to do a giveaway, but I got given this amazing combo, this light tackle combo with a rod, amazing Reverie Daiwa reel. So we will give that away as our main giveaway for the Perth Boat Show. We'll probably do that video or post probably early next week and run that on the Facebook page. So if you jump on and check that out, and we'll have lots of free terminal tackle stickers, bits and pieces for any of the kids that come down and say hello in the content creator. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a huge weekend working at the show and Tackle West on the Sunday. So that's literally, under 2 weeks. So that's going to be very, very exciting. I was having my last little glass of wine for Sunday and then start getting ready for the week. But lots to look forward to. It's good when you know you've got a couple of sessions coming up. Helps you get through the daily grind. And because I know the weather next weekend, I was actually supposed to be going up the coast next weekend to chase Taylor on lures and possibly soak baits from Alloway, but it looks like the weather is absolutely rubbish. So I want to put a fair few hours and time into early next week while the weather's still, fairly reasonable, because I think next weekend will be no fishing, which hurts the ears, but that's just how it goes. Again, no fishing this weekend. Lots of snapper caught locally, lots of seaweed, lots of swell, but that swell wind, that's definitely I reckon when I go down tomorrow, I'm going to see some really good cutouts. I'm going to see some deep sections of water, and I'm going at low tide tomorrow afternoon, so I can purely go and have a look at where, tomorrow I should be able to film, I should be able to show you where the exit and entry points are of the drop-offs. I should be able to show you the largest bit of water, the deepest section, even on the low tide. How you going there? How are you? I'm good. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. So going to scout beaches at low tide, it helps you see, where the fish might be coming in, where the fish might be sort of exiting, and where the bait might be holding. Even though it's low tide, you'll be able to see the deepest section of water on the beach, where, depending on where you are. So I am really keen to go down tomorrow. I'm already anticipating the amount of weed that's going to be on the sand, but I just want to see the structure and how much sand's been moved around again, because very soon, we're going to lose the swell and wind, and a lot of our metro beaches are going to be quite flat, which again is fantastic to bring your kids down and get them casting, lightly weighted bait rigs and stick baits and little lures, but it's also going to take away a lot of that structure for where those big fish are going to hunt. So there's obviously pros and cons for all scenarios, but I really think at the moment you should definitely maximise the time and fish the structure that we have with deeper water, and we have some really good quality local fish around. So the best Taylor I've seen, probably 5-6 years locally, that where the average size is well over 60, and there's lots of mid-70s coming off the local beaches, which I think's they're really solid fish. So really lots of cool stuff swimming around. So as I said, next couple of weeks I'll be making the most of the opportunity. So next week, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday look very reasonable for heading out. So if you're heading out, let us know what your plans are. Let us know how you go. It's just about getting out there, having a crack. We don't always find the fish, but it's just about getting out there and spending time with either yourself or like-minded people. If you've got kids, get your kids out, get them off the iPads, get them off the TV, and show them our amazing coastline, because, I think just reflecting quickly on Father's Day, my wife asked me a few questions today, but she just asked me, you know, why do you like being a dad? And I think it's just like to be able to raise children and show them many things, not just fishing, but just all aspects of life. And I think it's just a privilege to be able to have children, and then to see them grow and change. It's just priceless. I couldn't imagine not having kids. I must say, as hard as it is, day to day, getting them to help you around the house, getting them to pick up their dirty clothes, or getting them to listen or stop fighting. I think you put all that to the side and put in perspective. Just being able to see your kids grow and change and form their own identities. I think it's you couldn't it's I just couldn't imagine not being a dad, not having kids. So I think, yes, it's good to acknowledge today as a whole, and it's obviously a sad day for many that don't they can't share the day with their their grandparents, their nephews, their relatives, their own fathers. There's obviously good and bad with these days. But look, I still think as men we don't really do as much. I think as I still think women do so much more than the average male. I mean, I do like that we get the day today, and obviously your kids. If you have kids, they make you feel special. Obviously go do things. You go have lunch. You spend some time with them, which is fantastic. But it's just I don't know. It's really good. I couldn't imagine not having kids, and I'm just very grateful to have my beautiful partner and live where we live, and be able to take the kids down to the beach and swim and fish and enjoy the amazing goes on. I think it's so easy to take it for granted and feel sorry for yourself or get frustrated when things aren't going your way. But when you've got this amazing coast literally just around the corner and go down to the beach, we're very, very lucky to live in this state and this country. Really, I think very, very feeling very, very blessed and very thankful, I think, on this Father's Day afternoon. So if you have joined us, thank you very much. Very quick live today. Didn't have the kids. Had Jed jump on quickly, but didn't have the kids stay in, which is fine. They're off doing things. As I said, we'll hopefully get down tomorrow, start scouting, and then start putting a bit of time on the water from Tuesday through to Thursday. You jumped on, really do appreciate it. Said if you have got Facebook, jump over there, check out my personal page, and so we do lots of updates. We'll keep posting about the Perth Boat Show. We've got the Forward Ride Adventure Show coming up as well, and a couple of shows coming up. And so if you want to see what's happening on with what we're up to, jump on the Facebook page and check it out. We'll sign off for now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it, and hopefully we can put some fish on the sand before the end of the week, because next Friday weather starts to turn, and got another, unfortunately, very average weekend coming. So good weekend for YouTube, tying rigs, prepping and planning your next session. As always, be kind, stay safe, and go and get some fish. Thanks for watching. Cheers.